Buddy the dog, what are you doing, pal? Judging me because of all the trash that has blown around here, and also you've probably drug over here some of it, but that's okay. We're used to being a slob. I'm trying desperately, so desperately, to finish this orange tractor, and stuff just gets me at every turn. So we're gonna get started on it again right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my sad, pathetic videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. And somehow we ended up finding ourselves in the position of working on this orange machine, which normally I would not mind. However, life has taken many sad, unexpected turns recently, and it has put me way, way, way behind on getting anything done. And so I feel super bad because this guy could be using this, and I don't know, nothing's cooperating. So the most recently, as you recall, we started putting stuff together and rode the struggle bus on that. Finally got that cab set down where it's on the axle. It's got to be bolted up tight. There's a couple little pieces of linkage that need finished up there, that rod that's hanging down and what have you, and some things to, a few little things to tighten up in back. But I quit the other day. I was getting frustrated because the fuel line broke off, and I could not for the life of me get it to go back on there. And the reason is this: I guess I should have stayed over here because I pulled it all the way out. It was a hose inside of a hose, which is not very good. That hose is super soft, which tells me that this has been leaking inside there because it's broken it down. And this is way, way hard and brittle, and it's the wrong size. I think somebody, here's the barb that it goes on. I took it along to town, but it comes out to be 5/16, which is what I thought it would be. And I believe this is 1/4 inch hose, because I don't think it could have shrunk that much. Maybe it did, but I just find that hard to believe. So I am glad I took the barb, because trying to get this was like trying to get the secret access code to the space shuttle. I mean, unfortunately, I've talked about that before. The old guy at this specialty hose shop retired, and the people they got there now don't know what they're doing. I mean, that's sad to say, but I mean, it's horrendous. I told him what I wanted. I even pointed to it over on the wall, and this guy was taking measurements, and he had a caliper out, and he went to the back room to talk to somebody else for a while. Then they fired up the forklift and got something off the top shelf, and I asked for 15 feet of it, and he said, "I've already got this piece that's 22 feet taped." I said, "Fine, just give it to me so I can leave." But I'm frustrated. I mean, I know that it's hard to find workers, but good grief. Some place like that does a lot of business. They need to know what they're doing. And they disappointed me on those fittings for the planter. I since ordered some off the internet, but I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to go in there and they fix this up. That's got to go away, though. It's in our way. I'm not sure if we'll get this accomplished. Once again, I mean, it's taken me all day to get this far, and I'm going to have to leave here in a minute again. And then there will be no daylight, so we'll see how I feel about finishing it up in the dark, or working on it in the dark, I should say. We ain't gonna get this finished, unfortunately. I mean, I'm trying so hard for this person, and I just cannot get this to progress. It just is fighting me at every turn. The other one had its own share of issues, but it didn't fight me quite this much. The other one, the issues were the parts. I couldn't get the parts. They'd never ship them. So I don't know. I'm plugging along. I mean, I hope he understands that. I just I don't know what else to do. Even got a sub driver today, this afternoon, so I could work on this. And about all I've accomplished is going to get the hose and tracking that down, and a couple other stops in town. That feels to me like that has probably got a nut on the backside, doesn't it? It's so much harder working on a nice painted tractor because you got to be so much more careful if you were working on an old rusty piece of garbage. You wouldn't have to worry about where you lay your panels and stuff like that. But this is not wasted effort, because this right here is a problem that I noticed we were having. This whole thing is wet. And so we're gonna have to figure out, is it because the filter is leaking? Which would be my guess, that glass filter's leaking. And you know, I didn't think to bring one the other day when I did that, so I'm gonna have to grab that tomorrow on my way home. I think this is the one. Is that right? Because I think that one is the one that goes around to the no, wait a minute. We're gonna have to do some homework here. See, that fuel hose is a hose inside a hose, and it is so, like, it's so much problem. Oh, no way. That's weird. Is that not the fuel supply hose? I don't think it is. I think this hose is a return all the way to the fuel tank hose. I didn't even loosen it. I just pulled on it and it's popped off. Just enough to release the vacuum and squirt diesel fuel all over my leg. Isn't that nice? That's the kind of stuff that you just wonder why. Well, that's not what I thought that hose did. So my next question is, if that didn't do that, then where is the fuel supply hose? That would have to be this one, which is equally as not very good. But do we touch it or not, you know? We got to figure out where that goes. I guess it goes here. It's that one. I'm not gonna fool with that, I don't think, because I had such a terrible time with that other one. I just don't think I'm gonna do it. I think we're gonna put one hose on and be done with it. Maybe I'll change my tune. But the question also begs, do we need to put the hose inside of a hose? Why was that, you know? I'm not a sold on that deal. 22 feet of hose should be enough to do this twice. So maybe I need to just loop that. I don't know what I want to do yet, friends. It's just so sad. I want to do the right thing for him, but sometimes I just don't know what the right thing is. The right thing is going to be to get that out of there first. Get it out and see what we can do. Well, there's one. That's the fuel supply hose. Which also begs the question, does our shutoff really work good enough that it's actually holding back everything correctly? Or is that not a good thing? I guess we'll feed one in, the one that's broke. We'll take inventory of what our hose situation is left, and then we will go from there. And if we have enough, we'll probably go ahead and make it the way it should be for him. Put new ones on the other one too, and then I could potentially like zip tie them together or something to make them a lot nicer. See that one? I see it going through there. I see you. There's just so little room to work in there. It's very, very frustrating. You want to try to get it, you know, the best you can, but all right. Well, we got to unwrap this, and you're gonna say, why not just cut it? Well, I think I would rather just unwrap it because I don't want to risk ruining it now. We've got enough problems without having to create some for ourselves. So we're gonna just unwrap it. I think, therefore, I am. Now, I was trying to decide, do I want to, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna connect the end up here that I can see and get to. And from there, we will continue on our merry way. I thought I'd save my hose clamp here, but really need to get you more in the loop of what's happening. Okay. I should have well, I'm talking to myself again, but I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I don't want to get dirt in my fuel hose, so I'm going to wrap the end with the plastic just enough to get us through. And then we're going to hook it up to that. I'm thinking we're probably going to add a second clamp, because that is very, to me, prone to pull off of there. You can't see that, but trust me. All right. It's just a little bit frustrating because, like, the sun is already going down and it's only like 4:45 or so. Like today, because I went to work out here, it decided, hey, let's go up and down faster today. All right. We got that so far. Now, we're gonna have to basically crawl under and get totally covered with crap so we can decide what way we want to route this where it's not gonna get hit by anything. I mean, I can see some of the stuff, what we want to do, but some of it is like this other one was wrapped around stuff. We're not doing that. You know, somebody over the years, it just got out of hand and I just left it that way. Awesome. All right. Uncle gave me some deluxe creepers here. So that's gonna work perfect because I need to be able to crawl under there. And that should keep us dry. And it's gonna work out where I end up laying exactly on the hose, and that's just not what I want. Okay. Get in there. Oh. Okay, so our other one, much to our dismay, goes under this clamp bolt, and then it goes over these lines, then it goes back under these lines, and that's unnecessary. It can go straight up and over. I would rather it stay closer to the lines than this moving linkage, but I wonder if I could actually zip tie them to those lines, which will stay, and then bring them out here, bring it out here, and maybe zip tie them. But see, there's moving linkage there too. I guess it'd be fine once I get it. See, what is that? Is that a tube? That might be a tube. So if it was between those tubes, between this tube and those 4 that we had off of there, I would be satisfied because it would be safe. And then we wouldn't have to worry about any of this moving linkage grabbing it. I think I can make that work. And if I do the other one, I'll be able to route them both nice as can be, you know. So we probably will go ahead with that plan. I hope I have enough. I mean, I should, but it's deceiving. You see, I don't know. When you see stuff, you think you got enough, but do you really? That's the... So we're not gonna go around these again. We're gonna go straight up and over. We're gonna go this way. And we're gonna try to go through. Okay, this is the part. We gotta make sure we get this right for this first go round. Because it's wound up pretty good. We're getting it. Alright, come on. Come on, baby doll. Oh, I bet I'm not going to get this twist out of it. Alright. I'm liking what I got so far because it's hanging in there. It's not bound up, which means I can tie it to whatever I want without fear of something bad happening. And I'm not opposed to leaving maybe a little bit of slack here on the brake housing side. So if I cut that back there and stick that barb in and put it on there, then I can do the second one and be confident that what I'm gonna do is gonna go where I want. But I should have plenty hose because I can loop it around here and get back to up there, so that should be plenty. This is supposed to be heavy duty rubber hose rated for diesel fuel and stuff. Not all hose is, so be careful when you do it or it'll do probably like that other stuff, get real hard and brittle. So anyway, and as we learned putting diesel fuel, I tried to use that one hose and siphon some out to put in something, and it dissolved the hose faster than I could do it. So yeah, it does make a difference what type of hose you use. But yeah, let's go to the back, put the barb in, and stick this on for now loosely, and then we can get started on the second one. We'll probably just do it the exact same way, and then we can feed it next to the other one, and potentially we'll get zip ties and tie them together. But you can kind of see, you see it up there flopping. It's kind of dark here, but that's the route I want to take. There is a linkage that flips up there, but I think we've got enough hose we can make it not hit that. All right. Yeah, we need an E-clip. That's why that linkage is still unhooked. So I took this fitting out of the top of that. And the other one, it looks like, goes back there. So I think we can make this happen, friends. We just have to be a little bit patient here, not freak out. I had a little bit of a freak out, not being able to get this stuff done in a timely fashion, but I think if we just keep pressing on, we'll be able to get it. I wish I could get you better views, but it just don't work that way, friends. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work that way. Hopefully that should go back in there. It just came out a while ago. It was just a few hours ago I took it out of there. We'll check and see what we got left here when we're done, but we might replace this one too if we got enough, if we can get to this easy. It's basically a crossover from one side of the tank to the other, I believe. And I hope, and I didn't think about that enough, but I seriously hope that it didn't drain all this diesel fuel out, because I don't really know how that works. But if it did, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Buy him some more diesel fuel. I mean, I didn't think it was leaking, but it looks kind of wet around here. I was thinking that was just what dripped out of our line we took off. Somebody asked in previous episode, or not asked, but rather told me, said, you need to get mini, like, stubby ratcheting wrenches. Well, I've got like 4 sets of them. I just never go back and get the tools we need. I just make do with what I got, but I have everything. There's no reason why, you know, but that's neither here nor there. I want to be kind of generous with this, but not too generous, because I do have a little slack back there, or at least I did. I'm gonna try to, can I use the scissors? These little dollar scissors are actually kind of amazing, but all right. What kind of cut did we get there? Well, not the prettiest. I bet my slack went away, and I bet I got it just as tight as it can be, because I'm not too smart, but that's okay. All right. Yeah, pretty hard to see. For me too, friends, for me too. I guess I will be getting a new clamp, because I do not see the old one. Maybe it wasn't very good, if I recall. So the service truck's right here. Let me grab that. We'll put that on there, and then I think we can, you know, try our luck with the next one. But I think we're gonna have this, no problem. I think it's gonna be what we want. Yeah. All right. Selection is limited on my hose clamps. I hope this is big enough. It's gonna be kind of a tight fit, I bet. That technically probably is the right size one, but it's my experience that they just, like the next one then, is a little too much. And then you just don't have what you want. I think we can get it though. Let's get this on there. Look how nice that slides on that barb. I fought with that other one the other day, trying to get it to go, and realized it was to no avail. Yep. It's gonna fight. Yeah, we're fighting. I don't think my nut driver there is really nut driving. Okay, I guess that wasn't really turning that thing. That must have just been an illusion. Okay. If I am of the right understanding, technically, these Allis Chalmers barbs never used hose clamps. They are such a good barb that it would hold the hose without leaking on their own. Just push on fit. I think we talked about that when we worked on that 70-40 or whatever it was. But it's just been common practice to go ahead and put a hose clamp on. I mean, insurance if nothing else, but let's face it, I mean, it's only a matter of time before stuff starts leaking. Press fit's a cool idea, but yeah, I mean, everyone you ever see, just about somebody's put a hose clamp on it. So there's that. All right, well, that is on there, friends. So we're back where we started before the meltdown. Unfortunately, though, I'm gonna be having to leave again. We should have probably got the other one off before before we put that one on, but I didn't do that purposely because I'm afraid, what if, let's just say, what if I'm an idiot and there was another shutoff valve? No, there isn't. Okay, I see why. You probably can't see that. I was debating, can I get you in there? I was debating with myself whether the fuel would still leak, but it won't, because see, the T from the other side of the tank is already, it's above the shutoff valve. So then the shutoff valve's below it, and then it has the supply line that comes out of the side, and then it fills up this, whatever that thing is. I don't really know what that is, because I don't think that our 200 has that. I'm sure that's some type of like little reservoir thing that is supposed to help with the return fuel setup. I don't know. And then that line there is probably the return fuel line over to, yeah, see, then there's a, again, it's too dark to see, but there is a return fuel line just goes in there. So we are going to, I guess, call this quits, because I gotta go. I hate that I always have to leave, but I just don't know what else to do. Apparently nobody else has any skills that can do some of the stuff I'm doing. But anyway, either tonight or tomorrow, I will continue on my way here, and we will replace that one and feed it down through there, connect it to the other one, and see what hose we have left, and then we'll try to replace that crossover hose. And then he's got all new fuel hose, and I think that is, it was not wasted effort, as you can see from the you know, from what we took off of there, wherever it is now, down here. It's just, it's dry, it's brittle, it's just no good anymore. And so I think that, you know, what we have done here is going to do him much more better service, you know what I'm saying? Then we don't have to worry about any sort of struggling of any kind. I would like to know what's up with this. Is that coolant? I bet that's coolant, because it's going into the block. It is coolant, I'm pretty sure. We probably should double check that. Is that this hose? It is. I don't know if I'm satisfied with that hose. It looks pretty bad as well, in which case that'll probably be something else we do on this adventure. There's more hose we could potentially replace if we got some left. I don't want to just spend his money, but he wants it done where there's no future trouble, and so we need to do our best to try to make that happen. And we've had it long enough now, so we might as well do a good job. That's just all there is to it. And I will get another fuel filter or two tomorrow so that we can swap those out. And I think then we're on our way, I mean, to getting success. But we got to do something, because that just is not acceptable anymore. It served its useful time. I might cut a piece of hose to put like around the two when I get them in there, just in places that I think it's going to rub. But basically, I think we are in a lot better shape than we were. Yeah, I mean, so that's where we are as of right now. Like I said, I don't want to just spend people's money, but I want them to not have trouble right after they, get the thing back. So that's where we are, and we'll pick it up from there next time. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.